Hi, I'm Jack Dolgen here for the sports department with the Chronicle, and I've been watching quite a few Duke football games over the past few weeks, and as I was noticing them, I realized something, that Duke's punter, Austin Parker, has not been phenomenal in short distance situations. So when you punt, obviously you want to hit it as far to the opponent's back line as possible without going over, because that's a touchback. In most cases, that just means hitting it as far as possible. But when it comes to these short cases, you actually might benefit from not being able to kick the ball as far. Now, what occurred to me is I played soccer growing up and this is going in a pretty bad direction if you can't already tell. I played soccer growing up. Wasn't particularly good. I got an knee injury in 10th grade, but I was like, okay, here's a thought experiment. What if actually being able to not kick the ball that far could be such an advantage that teams should use it? What we've seen from Austin Parker is he averages about 4 yards worse than his opponent's average when he's kicking from opponents' 50-yard lines or closer to their own end line. So these are really short situations. That 4 yards is with the exception of a backwards -1 punt, an elevator punt by Miami the other week. If you include that, it's a 2-yard difference, but a 4-yard difference. So what you'll see is yesterday I went to North Carolina Central University and practiced punting to see if I could punt as well or better or worse than Austin Parker in these short situations. Bear in mind, I had never punted before this really in my life. So there's no practice. You're gonna see exactly what happened. So that wasn't so good. What needed to happen for me to do a good job is I needed to say, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get the ball in the air as long as these other opponents, or as much as Austin Parker. So hang time has to be eliminated. If I try to kick the ball in bounds, that means that maybe they'll return it quickly. So the only way I could fully control for everything was to punt the ball out of bounds, because that was the only thing I knew would be foolproof. And what we saw is when I was punting from around the 50 or 45, I just couldn't get the ball to the 20, but by the time I went out of bounds. And I thought, okay, well maybe I'll punt it low on the ground, but that just would have been blocked if I punted it lower. So I would say the following. Austin Parker, I have a lot more respect for your job after having gone through the motions. I still wonder whether punters around the country would benefit from, in some cases, just specializing in these smaller cases, because that way you don't have to worry about hitting all these touchbacks, and that's a real concern. So maybe you have like club soccer players on a bunch of different teams in college have this job where they just specialize. They won't have enough power to have a touchback, and they can just kick the ball out of bounds. I think Austin Parker is a really good kicker, a really good punter, but I do wonder whether there is some benefit to all teams. So if you're a crazy NCAA college football coach and you want some idea, I don't think this has been tested in the lab, but maybe call up a few club soccer players and see what they have to say.